the East African anthem. Thank you. Our guest of honor is inspecting the teams.
Well, a very good evening to you, ladies and gentlemen, and we welcome you to another evening of nothing short of quite the entertainment from the game of volleyball. It is the 15th edition of the East African Community Interparliamentary Games, and we're coming to you live from the MAKERERE Indoor Sports Arena, where we have Kenya set to take on Uganda in the game of volleyball. If volleyball is anything to go by the past couple of games, it's been scintillating action, nail biters to be precise. Yesterday, the Kenyans getting one over their Ugandan compatriots from the men's division. Tonight, attention turns to the ladies. We've already seen the on day one as they managed to mount a 3-0 clean sweep against the legislators from Rwanda. Well, now they're up against the tall task that is the ladies from Kenya, dressed in all red with hints of black. Uganda, the Queens as they're popularly known, in all white with hints of black and sashes of yellow, traditional colors. And now they'll take a few extra instructions from the coach, Bachu Rafi, as well as Waiswa Stefan, going on to make sure that everything is prim and proper. Well, we'll just take a moment here to run through the photo ops that are currently getting taken for each team as memorabilia. That gives us an opportunity as well to give you a quick glance at these teams that are set to take part in the game. Starting off with the team that is away today, Uganda, because yes, while we are here at the MAKERERE Indoor Arena, it's Kenya who are hosts. So away team, Uganda, having the captain, Nachimuli Helen, that is Honorable Nachimuli Helen. And in shot, while in shot 7 we have Honorable Naluima Betty Ethel. In shot 20, Honorable Galiwango Koni, while in shot 9 we have Honorable Ndamira Catherine. Shot 16, Honorable Nantongo Fortunate. Shot 17, Honorable Ayo Jennifer. In shot 4, Honorable Kunihira Agnes. Shot 3, Honorable Najuma Sarah. Shot 1, Honorable Bagala, assisted there by Apolat Esther in the coaching duties. And with them is chairperson of the sports teams, Honorable Asuman Basalirwa, who has a task tomorrow to achieve when they do step on and take out a game of football. Their compatriots on the other side are Team Kenya, who are lining up with Honorable Caro Ngelechi in shot 1, Honorable Faith Gitao in shot 14, Honorable Joyce Kiror in shot 10, Honorable Amina Laura in shot 4, and Honorable Pauline Leguresi in shot 9, Honorable Aburi Ndoya in shot 7, Honorable Catherine Omanyo in shot 6, Honorable Mary Uwamai in shot 15, Honorable Lynette Kepkorir in shot 5. Shot 3 has Honorable Beatrice Kemei, Honorable Rael Kibuya in shot 12, and Honorable Cynthia Muge in shot 2. Coach Gideon Chenge, assistant coach is Florence Abosire, and the other is Nathan Nzenga. Well, this team did do pretty remarkable about 2 days ago, where they had a stunning, stellar performance going on to obliterate Rwanda, coming from a point down. That was the first game that we had, not being a clean sweep. And they managed to turn the tide here, going down the first set, but managing to turn the flow around and going on to win 3-1. So both teams stride into this game with a victory. Question is, who picks up their second here and puts themselves in pole position to be overall champions of volleyball? Teams assembled at the edge of the court. In the picture there, Honorable Pauline Legurese in shot 9, as well as Honorable Amina Laura in shot 4. Amina Laura had a very intricate serve that we did get to witness at the Lugogo Indoor Arena. And now the exchange of pleasantries before we get to competition proper. As it is, we will still maintain the order that's been ongoing. It is best of 5. So the first team to 3 takes the win. And we are waiting to see how this will turn out at the end of the day. Pretty jovial souls here, the queens of Kampala, the Ugandan lady legislators for Matek, making sure that they get themselves in a jovial mood. In a bit, they'll have to now implement strategy. This will be a bit of a tricky task to deal with, given the fact that the Kenyan compatriots have shown that they have the resilience and the tactical nous to bring the game to a stature that is expected. So we anticipate a very fine game here. Makerere not packed as expected. Yesterday was absolute bedlam in here. And no surprise, it was the Kenyan contingent that brought the sound and the cheer and the fun to what has become their home ground. Wait to see if they'll bring the same in just a bit. But for the moment, it's the pre-match rituals before we have the game get underway. Well, the war cry already chanted out here by Uganda, and we now take a quick glance at who gets to start. It looks like it will be Kayagi Sarah, Honorable, starting out there. The captain, of course, will get to start as well. That is Honorable Nachimuli Helen, who coincidentally also is an active volleyball player with Kobab Football Club, Kobab Volleyball Club, apologies there. Honorable Nalwima Betty Ethel is also getting to start this one today, as shall we have Honorable Kayanga Baroda. Watch out for her in shot 11. Phenomenal service that is on her hand there. And then we shall definitely also have Ayo Jennifer Honorable in shot 17 getting to start here as well. So those are the 6 that will take to the court for Uganda first. We'll get confirmation on Team Kenya in just a bit. Well, seem to be in a pretty jovial mood, and the captain, Honorable Nachimuli Helen, trying to keep it jovial, deflecting any tensions with a little bit of a dance and chuckle with Coach Bachu Rafi. She is their talisman, and to say nothing short of bringing her expertise at being a top volleyballer, the Member of Parliament for the people of Kalangala. Well, she'll definitely have her work cut out today to lead her team onto that court and make sure that home pride stays in top-notch form. Hopefully, no aches or pains will be a bit of hindrance. Well, for Kenya, it's official. We do have Honorable Carol Ngelechi starting in shot 9, in shot 1. In shot 9, Honorable Pauline Lugoresi gets to start as well. And we also do have in shot 15 Honorable Mary Wamwai starting as the booster. On the attack, Honorable Amina Laura starts in shot 4, while of course their key player, Honorable Faith Gitao, in shot 14, sport her with the cape on the back court. She is definitely starting this one out. We also have Honorable Joyce Corriero in shot 10, also starting tonight. Service will start with Team Uganda. And first up to serve is Honorable Ayo Jennifer. Set 1 calls for the underhand service, axe reception, straight to the net. Point 1, Uganda. A lively start will be quite imperative to make sure that they place themselves in the right stage and the right place for a buffer. We've seen how Kenya, once they get their momentum going, they are simply unstoppable. Big service. Well, second ball getting over, but a hint of a cross there from one of the players, so that falls to Uganda. Point for them. Anxiety already showing on Honorable Carol Ngelechi's face. Service, backcourt, and it's on. Still picking the mark. So that's 3 to the good here for Uganda. Good start, 3. Including an ace here for Honorable Ayo. That's a good range that she's finding for her service, stepping back and now picking that spot. Return. And that is deemed off the court. Good presence of mind for Honorable Caroline Ngelechi to just let that slide. So Uganda with their first reception, Kenya with service. Set. Just getting that over. And they quickly wrestle possession once again to their in their positive. Team Uganda. Rotation. And it's service for Uganda. 4-1 it stands. Honorable Nalwima Betty Ethel with the service. Axe reception. Tricky. Final touch for Uganda. It must get over. And it does just in time. Fast spike. Set. Uganda not using full touches. Getting nearly caught out there. They need to settle down and use full touches. The attack from distance, looking for the BM, but doesn't work. And hands Uganda point number 5. Lively start here from the Ugandans. There'll be the need to use the full touches here to set themselves up for proper offensives. Service. Dipping ball was anticipated, but that was just put off the perimeter. And it's service now to Kenya. Honorable Mary Wamawa sets it. Ooh, nearly getting caught out there, Uganda, but lively interception and intervention just in time. The ball drops off court, and it is pointer for Uganda. Pointer for Uganda. Service again, Honorable Mary Wamaua. Goes for the overhead, dropping ball. Just managing to get it over Uganda and caught in the net, multiple touches. And that's a point for Uganda. Service. Dipping ball, and that's an ace from the skipper. Well, she's off to her mark. Honorable Nachimuli Helen. Quickly managing to get a nice start here. Brilliant serve. Big sport. Kenya overextending themselves to the backcourt. Now she goes straight towards the backcourt. Reception wasn't all that good. Getting it too close to the net, little to do to counterness the trajectory. As we now see Coach Gideon Chenge issuing a few instructions on the rotations. He's a man that loves to play right at the court side. Kenya doing a very good job of catching up, and now service. Kenya well received. 2 touches only. Axe reception not working to their best there, and that ball is clawed back in. Well, clearly looked like its trajectory was heading out there before Honorable Amina has tried to keep it in play, handing Uganda the point. So turnover once again. Uganda still in the lead. 8-5 it stands. Teased. Set. Ooh, trying to dump it and putting it straight into the net. Honorable Ndamira Catherine, one of the few changes to the squad, wasn't available on Sunday, starts today. Now service. Well received on the backcourt, playing 6 out here and going for the BM. I'd hit that a little high. Honorable Nachimuli Helen. Oh, smart play from the Ugandans to play a 6 out here, because currently serving is Honorable Faith Gitao, who has a very incredible service when she goes for the spike there, but she's now using the underhand. Received well. Oh, slight touches, and that ball is on court. Tried to mark the scope, but just unable to catch proper glance, and that makes it 8 up. And the thumbs up here from Coach Gideon Chenge tells the entire story. Kenya, slow starters, but when they get into a groove, they know how to keep it going. Brilliant tip over. That does the trick for Uganda. Good smart play there from Honorable Kayanga Baroda. Service now for Uganda. And that's Honorable Ndamira Catherine. That will get to serve here. 8-9 for Uganda. 1 point game. Service for Uganda. Good reception. Keeping it alive here. Final touch must get the job done. Looking for the backcourt. Kenya play 2 touches and that's headed for the net. Bound to cause catastrophe, giving Uganda point number 10. Instructions here from Coach Bachu Rafi. Keep it simple. It's a brilliant service for Uganda. Catching Honorable Karo Ngeleche out of position, and there's a call for a timeout. Oh, actually cancelled. Kenya's reception leaves a bit wanting. Uganda extend the lead here. 12-8 it is. Good service here from Uganda. Setting it light towards the net. Quick return. Looking for that mid-court, and it does well. Backcourt, hyper-extended. Honorable Mary Wamuau just trying to stretch and get to that ball. Was asking a little too much of her there. 13-8. One-touch reception. And now Uganda trying to utilize all 3 touches. Going for the backcourt. Ooh, tipped in. Brilliant. Brilliantly done here by Uganda. Honorable Kayanga Baroda just realizing there was space where the 6 should be. Nobody to receive and dunking it there. Giving Uganda 14-8 lead, and it's a timeout for Kenya. Coach Rafi will definitely want to have his team continue in a similar mold, keep the similar fashion, keep it going at this trajectory, and things will actually look pretty rosy later on. Instructions from Coach Bosire Florence instructing on the reception. The biggest problem has been the 6 committing a lot to having Honorable Faith Gitao in whatever position coming in, as the 6 has left plenty of spaces elsewhere as nobody is effectively covering her up. Now Coach Gideon trying to fire up his charges. End of the timeout, and we're back on court. 14 Uganda, 8 Kenya. Service by Uganda. The legislators, Honorable Ndamira Catherine, continues. And she once again looks like she picks a victim. Final touch to get it over. It's well done to get it over, but maybe a little too well done. And it's off the court. By my count, that should be 6 points off her service, Honorable Ndamira Catherine. Service is causing all sorts of problems for Kenya. Good reception. A little too sly for their own good. Honorable Kayanga Baroda stepping that into the net, not extending herself well enough, and that gives Kenya the opportunity now to try and chase the pack. Service. Good reception. 2-touch. Finish! No one calling for the ball. Point drops. 16 Uganda, 9 Kenya. Now this is going to get interesting. Honorable Kayanga Baroda, from her track record, serves not less than 6 points. And that's a powerful service that she starts off with. Kenya looking to close the distance immediately. Third and final touch for Uganda. Players colliding. Set once again. Looking to attack. Uganda having Honorable Nachimuli Helen right at the net as booster. That ball is extended too far and drops. Points in. Probably her preferred position, controlling the second touch, Honorable Nachimuli Helen. That allows Uganda to make full use of all 3 as long as the reception is good, as it has been from Honorable Kayangi Sarah. Looking for the backcourt. It was a bit powerful. Ooh, kept alive. And that ball will still drop. A little too far extended. This time they were caught out by the reception. Kenya 10, 17 Uganda. Service now to Honorable Joyce Kiror. Oh, she does too have an impressive serve. Just looking for the edges, fine margins, and straight into the net. 4 touches, ball down, point to Uganda. Well, that's going to hurt Kenya because that was one player you expected that they should be able to have generate at least 3 or 4 points off her service, and in one instance, service is already dropped. Service now with Uganda, keeping it simple. Honorable Ayo, Jennifer with the service, tipped over, brilliant from Honorable Kayagi Sarah to make it a 19-10 lead, 9-point difference. Uganda looking to establish early dominance. Ooh, miscommunication, second ball. Should have gone to the booster. Nachimuli Helen thought that behind her, Kayagi Sarah might want it. In the end, no one taking responsibility and the point drops. Service for Kenya. Honorable Caroline with a good serve, now set, just dipped over. Going for the back court, there was space there, but that's off court. Good IQ. That's not favored with the execution. That ball just dropping off the court, but there was space, and that's a warning sign for Kenya. Uganda will be hunting for that space. Brought forward. Ooh, point drops. Diagonal spike there from Honorable Kayagi Sarah, and it lands for Uganda, earning them their point here. Now rotations. So service once again on to Honorable Naluima Betty Ethel. Ooh, choker slips away from her fingers as she tried to set that. It's one of the misfortunes in rugby and volleyball. You know the ball is coming your direction. You plan what you need to do. Somehow the contact with the fingers lets you down. Good reception. They need to tip it over. Return to sender. And the back court is exposed. Ooh, nobody there to cover. And the disbelief is evident there from Honorable Joyce Correa. She had a service yesterday. That was yesterday but one. That was pretty intricate. Her own service, leaving her seated on the court. The reception there not good, and setting up the booster for absolute trouble there. And there's a call for a timeout with Uganda looking to serve for set point. Good play. The Uganda Queens, they've definitely done themselves a tremendous favor setting the tone, establishing early dominance. But if there's anything to bear in mind, it's these Kenyan legislators have such a huge never say die attitude. And Uganda will have to stay on top of their game till the very end. End of the timeout, and we're back on court, and it's service once again for Team Uganda. Service for set point. Honorable Naluima Betty Ethel with the service for Uganda. And that's off court. A little too heavily worked. 10-point margin. How many can Kenya shave off here? Ooh, first dip and drops it here for set point. Honorable Nachimuli Helen. And now the task falls upon her to deliver set down. Service for set down here. Uganda could earn their first set. Ooh, that's straight into the net. Not so sure that was in the script. So Kenya hanging on by a thread. Fine margins. Honorable Faith Gitao to serve. It's going to take something super special if they're to wrestle this one back. Well received. Touch back, looking for the axe reception, kept alive. Should have let it go as it was clearly heading out, but instinct there calling for a touch, and that ball went out. So service to Kenya, 15-24. Good service, well received. 2 touches. It's floated back, looking for the backcourt, and that ball just keeps going backwards. Drops for set down, 25-15, and Uganda win set 1. The Queens lay down an early marker for Kenya, yet to get to full strides as yet. Haven't really gotten into their proper makings. And you get the feeling once they do, we'll see a bit of a contest. That is something that you might anticipate in the second set. But Uganda so far sticking to the game plan, executing with perfection, fine services. It's the 2 touches from every reception that have been the foundation of how they have laid the marker to this game. If they keep it up and stay integral with their communication, it's Uganda's game to lose. As we take a break after set 1, we'll be back with set 2. It's Uganda 1, Kenya 0. And we're back for set 2 here as Uganda took an early lead here with set 1. Finishing off with style and aplomb, 10-point gap, 25-15 it was. As now the umpire makes a few of the rules a bit known or clearly elaborated here to the two captains of Uganda and Kenya. Set 2, and it's Kenya to serve first. They'll need something in the arm here. They need to win this one to keep the momentum going. And Honorable Joyce Correa will be the one to get us underway. At that point, ball hitting the antenna. That's a demarcation that it was out. And now instantly handing service back to Uganda. Early tradings, and it's a trade in possession. Service here for Kenya. Honorable Carol Ngeleche. First time reception. A ball bound to get stuck in the net there, but Uganda dipping it in just high enough above Honorable Pauline Lenguresi. Not too far to dip in right behind her. And that's a well-earned point here for Team Uganda. Service. Honorable Nachimuli Helen. And that's off court. 2 up. Service from Honorable Mary Wamau, and it's straight into the net. Well, loads of points getting handed back and forth here. Uganda now with a chance to get onto service once again. Hefty serve, that's a powerful one from Honorable Kayagi Sarah. Really knows how to swing out on that, and the reception falling into the net. Uganda now with a 2-point difference. Service for Uganda in the white. The Queens launch another one. It's just tipped over. Good reception from Uganda. And it crosses on court. Point for Uganda. 5-2 it is. Service. Ooh, straight into the net. The axe reception, or it's a tricky encounter to deal with, especially on a powerful serve. And Honorable Carol Ngeleche discovering that here firsthand. As Uganda now begin to pull away, 4 points difference. On court. Return to sender. Uganda 2 touches going for, the third touch. Not too tricky. Set herself up for a BM spike and then chose to just tip it. And not enough energy to get it across the net. Kenya with the reception. 1 touch. Uganda teasing themselves up. It's 1 over. Good reception. Set. No direction there this time round. And Kenya cutting the lead down to 2 points. Ooh, just managing to get it over. Just managing to get it over. Well, a bit of an explanation required here from the umpire. The umpire stating his call. Well, had a bit of a controversy here. The umpire made his call and it was in favor of Ugandan legislators, and he sticks to that. So 7-4, it stays on the scorecard. And service to Uganda. Ooh, dipping serve. And that's off court. 8-4. Service again from Honorable Ndamira Catherine. Had a brilliant run in set one. And cue the classic commentator's curse. That's when we were extolling her virtues on the service. It slips away from her. And that makes it 5 for Kenya. 8 for Uganda. Service with Kenya. Well delivered, good reception. And now to finish, tipped over, free ball. Oh, brought back in, requiring a lot more. In the end, Uganda there once again managed to have possession. Honorable Baroda to serve. Set. Tipped in, and once again getting them. Kenya staying away from the forecourt, nobody getting close enough to block. As a result, no one patrolling the net. And Uganda now realizing that it's the forecourt that they need to use. Service for Uganda. Another deadly one. Kept alive, but only just, and in the end they can't get it across. Talked about her service. And that's what she does. Fine margins it is, just skimming over the net and delivered with power and precision. Service towards the backcourt. The ball gotten over. Well received. Trying to tip it back in. Again, forecourt. And there's need to call for a timeout. The instruction there from the coach Gideon is that they should stick it out. Honorable Joyce Correa wanted a timeout. Service for Uganda, 12-5. And once again to the net, and this time Coach Gideon actually does adhere, and it's a timeout. Timeout for Kenya. They need to really reorganize and re-strategize here. 13-5 doesn't look good one bit. That's double the tally of points and some. And Uganda now looking to make a quick run away with this one. The forecourt has been the biggest undoing this time. Uganda altering the strategy. Kenya having caught up with the backcourt and now managing to work it outright. And now they are intensively attacking the forecourt, dropping those balls just at the net. And for Kenya, it's looking increasingly difficult to communicate right. They might need to make a few substitutions here, switch up some of their players and work intensively on mobility. Because that's where Uganda is getting the better of them. Uganda's mobility giving them a chance to have at least 2 receptions before getting the ball over, or 2 touches before getting the ball over. Kenya not really making the best use of that. Timeout is done. Back on court. Service here. Reception. Tempted to tip it over, just couldn't get it there. Uganda with another point in the bag. 14-5. There's a substitution. Kenya about to make a change. The player being brought on, Honorable Catherine Omanyo, seems to be limping. That just skims the net and drops in again. 15-5. 10-point difference. Substitution here has Honorable Mary Wamawa stepping off momentarily, and on comes Honorable Catherine Omanyo, but she seemed to limp while she made her way to the court. Service here. Honorable Baroda with another. Now this one goes off court. Uganda 15, Kenya 6. Honorable Baroda there with more than 5 points to her name in that run. Kenya need to find a way to play catch up. Back court. Ball over. Set. Ooh, they set themselves up there for execution. In the end, they dropped the point here. 7 for Kenya. Oh, 6 it is for Kenya. 6-16, 10-point margin. (17-6), slip and fall and point is gained, but ooh, looks like there might be an injury here. And one of the players of Kenya is hobbling off court as the Ugandans are standing still. Ball set in, serve to the side, drops. (17-7), the current scoreline. Kenya to serve. Honorable Joyce Correa stepping forward here. Gets closer. Ooh, delicate one there. Just off target. In disbelief here. That ball was out of bounds. So 18-7 is the current scoreline. Reception, clawed back. Uganda setting themselves up. Spike looking for space on the court, and they find it. Point for Uganda. Honorable Joyce is busy having a bit of a dance here. Not a bother in the world at the moment. 19-7 it stands. Uganda racing towards set 2. Reception. Nobody mobile enough to receive. Service for Uganda, 20. Launched in, off the net, kept alive. Need to get it over. Touch reception, looking to dip it in. The axe reception, hit a little too far back, but kept alive. Ooh. And that ball ultimately drops for Uganda, against Uganda, sorry, for Kenya. And that's 8 points to the good. Service now with Kenya. Uganda looks set to make a substitution shortly. And the reception is good here. The ball has to get over. Reception wasn't the best, and Kenya instantly lose their point there. And there's the limp we talked about there from Honorable Catherine Omanyo. Moving a little gingerly, favoring her left foot. As there's a service here from Honorable Chimuli Helen, Just having a torrid time today with the services. It looks like there'll be a substitution here for Uganda as Honorable Galiwango Koni gets in, taking the place of Honorable Naluima Betty Ethel. Service for Kenya, 9:21. Tipped in, set up. Ooh, running into each other. Not communicating, not calling for the ball. And that allows Kenya to hit double digits. 10-21. Well received, keeping it alive. That's a heavy ball to return. That is just tipped out there. Uganda taking their tally to 22. 3 points away from clinching set 2. An ace it is. Ace service here for Uganda. Will there be a call for a timeout? No, it's actually a substitution here. As Honorable Nantongo Fortunate will take the place of Honorable Ayo Jennifer. 2 points to play. Service for set point. Drops in, quick return. Tipped over. Ooh, confusion, but he still managed to get it across. Uganda need to settle. Heads on swivels. And Kenya managed to claw back one. 11-23. Service with Kenya. Honorable Amina Laura. Kenya looking a little crestfallen here. They need to pick their heads up. They need to put this set behind them and keep going. The attempt at the spike goes straight into the net. To be honest, that wasn't her range. To be fair, she did attack it, but wasn't her range at all. Reception, forcing Uganda to chase in there. Not working their way. Uganda now need to figure out how to break the service. Kenya will hope that the good run continues for Honorable Amina Laura. Service Kenya. Well received, looking for the BM, but instead tipped over to the net. Close encounter. Need to keep it alive. Just crossing over. Double touch. And Uganda gain set point. Set point for Uganda. Now they'll serve for set down. Crestfallen Team Kenya. It's going to be a tall order for Coach Gideon Chenge to galvanize their spirits and get them back to performing. Kept alive, must be tipped over, and Uganda somehow managed to claw it back. Set down, 25. Looked highly unlikely that they would save that one, but it just wasn't to drop. And Uganda finishing the job at the first instance of asking. 25-13. Milestone here that Uganda is at. They are one set away from officially claiming a second victory. And it would be a second clean sweep for them if they can manage to pull it off. For Kenya, the biggest task at hand now is to get into their mental frame. The crestfallen, they look like they've been robbed of all confidence. And when the spirit is gone, the body swiftly follows. Set 2 to Uganda. Uganda 2, Kenya 0. And we are back for set 3. Uganda currently leading this game by 2-0. Kenya all to do if they're to mount a comeback. They must start now. Uganda know that another delivery of similar play and they'll be home, scot and dry. Well, they drop the first point. Service Kenya. Good reception. Teased up. Diagonal spike there from Honorable Kayagisara. Uganda having that straight to the net. They need to watch out for Honorable Kayagisara. That is Kayagisara and her diagonal spikes. Pretty effective. Well received. And this time she just goes for the deep. Looking for the back court. And that's bound to go off court, and Uganda and their first point in this game. Kenya 2, Uganda 1. Service now by Honorable Nalwima Betty Ethel. Ooh, tricky. Look to keep it alive. It was a hard one. Commendable for effort from Honorable Ayo Jennifer. The ball still drops, and that's a point for Kenya. Taking it to Kenya 3, Uganda 1. Can they establish a substantial lead? Ooh, dipping ball. That was a tricky one. Could have gone either way. Could have worked against Uganda. I thank their lucky stars. It worked in their favor. Service now for Nachimuli Helen, who, much as it sounds ridiculous, is yet to actually gain more than 3 points off her service. Good spike. Ooh, reception to keep it alive. Communication wasn't that good. They need to communicate. They need to stay integral. Now questions. Uganda having too many on the forecourt. There are two at the net. Discussions there on whose ball it was. Kayanga Baroda asking for second balls. (5-2). Uganda playing 6 out. Set to finish, dipped in. Confusion in the ranks, but he still managed to get across. Set. Delivery here from Kayangi Sarah. Ooh, that's a hefty ball towards the backcourt. And it does the deed here from Honorable Nachimuli Helen. Breaking the service of Kenya. That's 5-3. Honorable Kayagi Sarah now to serve for Uganda. Uganda 3, Kenya 5. Well served. The return ball off court. Point for Uganda. The lead for Kenya cut down to just a solitary point. Another serve for Uganda. Into the net. And Kenya now have the opportunity once again to extend their lead. Service for Kenya. Kenya 6, Uganda 4. To serve, Honorable Amina Laura. Well received. They need to get it over. Well, that needed a deep from that distance. Spiking was going to be hard. Uganda's communication breaking down. There was a call for a timeout here by Uganda's coach, Rafi Bachu. And pretty understandable why, because the communication is disintegrating, and that's giving Kenya a chance to have a door open for them to walk through set 3 of this tournament, or of this game. has totally been there so far. They've consistently stayed in the lead, but they need to establish a bigger margin. Once Uganda get clicking, which is something that Coach Rafi Bachu is trying to get them doing here. Once they get clicking, it will be a little difficult to stay in tandem with them. Service from Kenya. And the booster just going to the back court, and that's straight into the net. Kenya trying to keep it alive. Not an errand that pays off. Uganda breaks up. 5-7. Service now. Honorable Ndamira Catherine. Set to the middle. The reception putting that ball too close to the net. Service for Uganda continues. Relatively quiet here. Sporadic chants of cheering. Dipped over. Ball kept alive, but nobody to follow up. Honorable Nachimuli Helen looking back with disbelief. She went for the ball, but nobody followed up there. They'll need to keep it tight. Once again, that's a weird formation Uganda is playing. Don't have a 6 out, anybody for that back court, and it's bound to cause them problems. And there you are. That's the problem. They need to play a 6 out, and that's what Honorable Nachimuli seems to instruct here. Someone needs to drop further back on that back court. Good reception. Tipped over. Trying to dunk it straight into the net. Uganda 2-point difference. They have to chase down Kenya 9, Uganda 7. Slower set it has been. No team establishing a runaway at the margins. And now service for Honorable Kayanga Baroda. She has a powerful one. Tipped over. Return to sender and the ball drops. Kenya will be all the happier for having broken that serve. That might be a very crucial part in the grand scheme of things. Service for Kenya. Honorable Lynette with the service, but it's off court. Now service back to Uganda. Honorable Ayo Jennifer with the serve. Uganda still trailing Kenya. Return ball. Looking to attack. Wanted to dunk. The idea was good. Needed to get higher just to tip that ball. Now asking for a timeout. Are they? Don't think it's going to be granted. Service for Kenya. Honorable Joyce Rear gets it in, and the reception leaves a little wanting. The coach just establishing that she needs to be cognizant of where the boundaries of the court were. That ball was heading out, he seems to say. Service. Floated in, and another point. 13-8. Substitution for Uganda. And it looks like Honorable Nantogo Fortune will once again take the place of Honorable Naluima Betty Ethel. Out to manufacture points. Honorable Joyce Correa. Good reception. Second ball over and caught napping. Honorable Faith Guitar was caught without her wits about her. Once again, the diagonal working pretty well in favor of Honorable Kayagi Sarah. Has no her angles here and earns a point for Uganda. 13-9. Well received. Ooh, that was lazy. That was lazy. Could it be fatigue? Questions. We did see her calling for a timeout earlier. Service. Looking for the diagonal. Just goes over the net. First time reception. Looking for the back court. Tipped over. Brilliant. Kept in. Ball over. Good reception. Second touch. Crosses and makes the point. Two-touch game from Uganda, and it serves them pretty well. Lead cut down to 4 points. Service for Uganda. Bonachimuli Helen with the service. This time goes high, heavy, and meets her mark. Robo Joyce Correa. Well, she is just having a chuckle at everything. She's a real fierce competitor, but looks like tonight she's taking it easy. Service. Ooh, finds a mark. They keep it alive. The touch needs to get over. It is over, but out of court. Uganda closing down the gap to 2 points. And finally, Honorable Nachimuli Helen seems to have found her serving groove again. Heavy into the net. A huge chunk of fortune. And unfortunately for the Ugandans, the net not coming to their aid, and Kenya will breathe a sigh of relief as a 3-point difference is established again, and they're serving. Reception Uganda. The axe reception, teased up, two-touch into the net. Alert play from Honorable Catherine, doing a good job of keeping the ball alive. In the end, they still lose out there. 16-12. 4-point difference. Kenya creeping marginally closer. They need to get this over, and they do. One touch, drop ball. And again, Kenya not managing their court patrol, leaves a lot wanting. As a result, point drops, 3-point difference now. Service, back court. Second touch, third touch gets the ball over. And looking for that back court again. Ball is on, 2 players attacking it. Need to call for the ball. Second ball, over. Ooh, well kept alive. Second ball over. And that ball is out of bounds. Off court, 14-16. Service for Uganda, Honorable Kayagi Sarah with the service now. Ooh, off court. Good awareness from Kenya. Brilliant awareness from Honorable Catherine Omanyo to just let that slide. Service now for Kenya. Ooh, that's going to give Kenya another point there. 18-14, 4-point difference. The wheels are coming off for Uganda. Kenya now need to keep their focus and push to gain this set. It's alive, looking for the diagonal. Once again, it looks like it's a bit of ping pong. The ball eventually drops on Kenya's side. 18-15. Big service. It's a straight point here. Uganda 16. 18 for Kenya. There's a good service there from Honorable Kayanga Baroda. Whiplash, she tends to deliver. And another point, it brings her. 2 in quick succession. Kenya need to do everything within their abilities to break this service. Otherwise, it could prove to be disastrous. 1 point difference. 18-17. Service for Uganda. Oh, that's overwrought. And once again, back to the 2-point margin. Kenya 19, Uganda 17. Inching ever closer to the finish line. Ooh, an ace for Kenya. That takes the tally to 20, 3-point margin. Kenya 5 points away from wrestling back a set. And it's service once again. Honorable Faith Gitao teases it. Well set on the diagonal. Axe reception tipped over. And dipped in. Dunk. Point for Uganda. 18-20. Well, after this game will come the Kenya men versus Rwanda. A bit of indecision on whether to use the overhead service or the underhand from Honorable Ndamira Catherine. She goes with the underhand. And 3 players, same place. No communication. Point dropped. 1 point difference. Service for Uganda. Set in. Ooh, miscommunication there nearly costing Uganda, but now they go for the backcourt. Good reception. They need to call for the ball. Trying to get it over. Ooh, kept alive. Only just 21-19. 4 points for Kenya to go. Can they wrestle it back? Coach Gideon wanted the game to continue, but timeout called here by Coach Rafi Bachu. As he realizes the game is slipping away from his charges. Fatigue levels will increase. They need to execute their game plan once again, get the job done now, and close this game once and for all. They're within touching distance, 19-21. But Kenya have defiantly stayed ahead in this game all game round. Service for Kenya. Honorable Lynette Chepkorir to deliver this one. Well, anxiety here on the face of Gideon Chenge. I think there's need for a substitution here for Uganda. Honorable Ndamira Catherine asking to be subbed. Having a bit of a discussion here. Instructions are on. I think she's done. She's not feeling her positioning. Oh, swift rotations. Looks like she'll continue. And that ball is off court. 20-21. Talk about close margins. Kenya need to break service. That will take them to 22. Uganda must land the point as Ayo, Honorable Jennifer, serves here to the back court. Tipped over. Back court, good reception. Now looking to dink it in. Doesn't land. They have another opportunity here. Looking for the diagonal. Hasn't worked, kept alive. 2 to receive. And now looking to take it towards the back court. And that lands. Uganda finally tying up the game. 21 up. Ugandans here finding their voice once again. It might be a timeout called. Rightly so by Coach Gideon Chenge. His charges had this game. To lose it at this point would be an absolute disaster. But Uganda managing to break the serve. They now have service. And it's 21 up for both teams. And now they run 4 points to finish. For Uganda, a bit of a discussion here. Just trying to get themselves in. Coach Rafi having a talk here with Honorable Damira Catherine, legislator, administrator, and accountant. Looks like she will soldier on. The service a bit risky, but it gets the job done. Lucky for Honorable Ayo Jennifer. Uganda, for the first time, take the lead in set 3. For the very first time, they've now taken the lead in this game. Set to the back, service to the back court. Received one touch, and it's on court. 23 Uganda. Service for game point. Mounting a spectacular comeback. Service here for game point. They need to stay alert. Kenya must break this service. Backcourt, intended target to attack the ball. Looking to dunk it in. Ooh, and Uganda indecisive. Unable to call for the ball. Drops away. Now they must receive. Kenya once again managed to stay the execution. They now have service and must make it count. The pressure on Honorable Joyce Correa must be enormous, and it tells. The service is off court, giving Uganda game point. So service for game down. Service for game down, and it will fall to Honorable Nantongo Fortunate. Honorable Nantongo Fortunate with the service. Comes in, drops, and it's over. Another clean sweep for the Uganda Queens. The job done in one fell swoop. They had to mount a comeback in this third set. Kenya looked like they were inching ever closer to getting one in. It just wasn't to be, and they managed to execute to swift perfection. It will be disappointment for the Kenyan ladies. They could have brought more fight to this game. They could have added an extra ingredient to this one. It just wasn't to be. The Ugandans overpowering them, making it 2 to the good for Uganda. A victory over Rwanda, a victory over Kenya. And they look to be smooth sailing now as they realize this could be theirs to lose. The celebrations begin for the Ugandans, but in a bit the court will have to be cleared as Kenya men will take on Rwanda men. That's the game we have coming up next. For now, we'll leave you with the celebrations here on the court of the ladies, the Queens of Uganda, and their fans mobbing them, jubilating with them. As the final scoreline here at the MAKERERE Indoor Arena, it's Kenya 0, Uganda 3. What you say?
Tamia singo, teme singo, fumita singo, imenye singo, kakasa lupimbo, toka koyo siwo, watazina ngo achinga chakute mutiro. Kaba, 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 kaba utamya nsingo teme nsingo fumita nsingo kimenye kwensingo kakasa lupimbo tokakoyo siwuko watazina mwachinga chakute mujiro kapekemba wadde sibaweza deye kobesingo deire kazino abalwadde ono simalwedde gabakubya meide deire kaba kunyumya fujjaba inakaba kale kobegaba kaba yazinwa mindada obikada oyayibabada on it storage mola kuyita boli mukomeni habati robert toba busata sasinya kodi kaba utamya nsingo teme nsingo fumita nsingo kimenye kwensingo kakasa lupimbo tokakoyo siwuko watazina lwachinga chakute mujiro kaba